2023 Honda CRV versus Toyota RAV4. Which is the better SUV to buy? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. For quite some time now, the Toyota RAV4 has been the best-selling passenger vehicle in North America, and for good reason. With its combination of great reliability, high resale value, and excellent overall design, it's a safe choice for anybody who just wants a well-designed SUV. But the Honda CR-V is not far behind, and for 2023, Honda has completely redesigned it, with a fresh design, more interior space, and new technology too. But are the updates to the CR-V enough to make it a better choice than the RAV4? Well, make sure to stick around until the end of the video because that's what we're going to find out. And if you enjoy and get value out of this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I post 2 videos a week, always straight to the point, valuable car buying advice designed to help you, the consumer. And a huge shout out to number 7 Honda in Woodbridge, Ontario for loaning me the CR-V for this video. If you want to get an amazing deal on a new Honda, make sure to stick around until the end of the video to find out how from number 7 Honda. So we're going to start off behind the wheel of the CR-V, which is available in 2 basic versions. The regular gas model comes with a 1.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine with a CVT transmission and a choice of either front wheel or all-wheel drive. You can also go for an optional hybrid, which has a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with a 2-motor hybrid system, no transmission, and standard all-wheel drive. The one that I'm test driving here is the regular gas engine in the top-of-the-line EXL trim, which produces around 190 horsepower and 179 pound-feet of torque. Now, ordinarily, I'm not a huge fan of turbo engines. I just prefer the simplicity of a naturally aspirated engine. But that being said, this is a really good drivetrain. Compared to a naturally aspirated engine like you get in something like the Subaru Forester or even the Toyota RAV4, having that turbo just gives you a lot more low-end torque, and you can really feel that extra power on the road. There's just a lot more grunt, which is really appreciated in an SUV like this, and it's also a very quiet and refined drivetrain too. And not only does this engine and transmission perform really well, but you also get impressive fuel economy too. The CR-V is able to achieve between 28 to 34 miles per gallon, which is roughly 8 to 10 liters per 100 kilometers. Not bad for an SUV of this size. Of course, if you want to get really good fuel economy and just prefer to have a non-turbo engine, then you're going to want to take a closer look at the CRV Hybrid. The Hybrid uses a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with Honda's 2-motor hybrid system. And there's no question the fuel economy of the Hybrid is quite impressive. The CRV is rated for around 40 miles per gallon or 6 liters per 100 kilometers. And it's not like you're sacrificing power either. The Hybrid is rated for around 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque, which is more power than you get with the regular gas engine. So not only is the CRV Hybrid an upgrade in terms of fuel economy, but it's also an upgrade in terms of performance too. Now, I haven't driven the CRV Hybrid quite yet. I will in the near future, but I haven't sampled this hybrid system in the Accord, and there's no question, Honda really knows what it's doing when it comes to making a well-designed hybrid system. They've been doing it for an extremely long time, and they also make very reliable hybrids too. But not only do you get great performance from the CR-V, but you also get a great driving experience too. The CR-V absolutely nails a great combination between having amazing handling and a very comfortable ride at the same time, which is something that can't be said of other SUVs. It also has a very solid, tight feel too, with excellent build quality, making it feel a lot more expensive than it really is. And not only does it drive great, but the CR-V also has a very well-designed interior space. It's more or less the exact same interior layout that you'd find in the HR-V and the Civic too. And that's certainly not a bad thing because both of those vehicles have amazing interiors. You get very good build quality, excellent materials, and a lot of great technology too. The lower trims come with a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system with a great user interface and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But if you go for the higher trims like the EXL that I'm test driving, you get a larger 9-inch touchscreen display, which gives you wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Either way, this is a great touchscreen with a very clear and easy to use menu structure. And you also get straightforward climate controls, which work really well too. The rest of the control setup is very clear and straightforward, and you also get a lot of storage space too. The CR-V is also extremely well equipped when it comes to safety. It comes with a full suite of Honda Sensing active safety technology with a top-notch safety rating too. But the area where the CR-V really dominates is the interior space, especially in the rear seats and the cargo area too. There's no question, if you're looking for a compact SUV that maximizes interior space, the CRV is one of the best choices in the segment. There's just a ton of room in here, especially with the rear seats folded flat. As a whole then, there's no question Honda did a phenomenal job with the updates on the new CRV, making it one of the best SUVs in the segment. But that being said, it certainly isn't perfect. For example, it is missing a few key options, including ventilated front seats, a surround view backup camera, and a large panoramic sunroof, none of which are even available as options on the highest trims. And then of course there's the pricing, reliability, and value, which we'll get a lot more into later in the video. I think for now it's time to get behind the wheel of the RAV4 and see how it compares. Alright, behind the wheel of the Toyota RAV4, so how exactly do these two SUVs compare in the important areas like performance, technology, and reliability? Well, we'll start with the performance, starting with the engine. The RAV4 uses a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine that produces 204 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. Now, even though on paper the RAV4 is the more powerful one of the two, it really doesn't feel like it in the real world. In fact, if anything, the RAV4 feels slower than the CRV, and it's also noisier too, especially when you're pushing the engine hard. That being said, even though this is a less refined engine, it does have roughly the same fuel economy as the CRV, which is pretty good. And you certainly can't say anything bad about the RAV4 when it comes to reliability. This dynamic force engine that Toyota uses has a very strong reputation for being very durable and problem-free. Naturally aspirated engines are just generally safer to go with in terms of reliability when compared to a more complicated turbo engine like you find in the CRV. The same is also true of the transmissions. The RAV4 uses a conventional 8-speed automatic transmission as opposed to the CVT that's found in the CRV. Not that there's anything wrong with the drivetrain in the CRV. When it comes to their reputations and long-term reliability, the RAV4 just gets a few extra points. Now, even though the RAV4 doesn't perform quite as well as the CRV, you do have the choice of going for the RAV4 Hybrid, which is a huge upgrade in many ways. Like the CRV Hybrid, the RAV4 Hybrid achieves great fuel economy, with around 40 miles per gallon or 6 liters per 100 kilometers easily achievable in the real world. It also produces more power than the regular RAV4 with 219 horsepower. It also delivers a more refined, quiet drive too. I've spent a lot of time behind the wheel in the RAV4 Hybrid and have to say that it is the superior choice over the gas engine in almost every single way. As I've said many times in the past, Toyota has been making hybrids for over 2 decades now, and they really are among the best when it comes to their efficiency, fuel economy, and reliability, with many years and many miles of proven experience. I think I'm going to have to get these two SUVs back together in the hybrid versions to see how they do in a rematch. But in the meantime, let's get back to the driving experience of the RAV4. In terms of the way they drive, the RAV4 feels more or less just as comfortable as the CRV on the road, but there's no question that the CRV is the more satisfying one to drive. It just has better handling, it feels more solid, and feels like the more polished SUV between the two. The differences between them are fairly minor, but if I had to pick just one SUV to drive every day based on the way it feels on the road, there's no question I would go with the CRV. Which brings us to the interior of the RAV4. Now for 2023, Toyota has made some updates, especially with the infotainment system. Gone is the old outdated infotainment system, replaced with Toyota's latest multimedia interface, which uses an 8-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and also some cloud-based services too. The rest of the interior, however, does feel like a slight downgrade over what you get in the CRV. It's perfectly fine in terms of its functionality and build quality, but there's no question the CRV just feels a little bit nicer inside. You also don't have quite as much interior space and cargo space as you get in the CRV, although this is still a very practical and spacious SUV. It is a very well equipped SUV though. You get Toyota Safety Sense with all the active safety features that you would want, and there are plenty of nice features that you can get in here that are not offered in the CRV. Coming into this comparison, I really wasn't sure what to expect, but having driven both of these SUVs for some time now, I have to say in terms of the performance, the driving experience, the interior, the technology, and just the overall space and practicality, I would have to give the win to the CRV. But having said that, the differences between them are really not that significant. The RAV4 is still an excellent SUV, and when it comes to value and pricing, it might actually be the superior choice. When you compare the pricing of the CRV to the RAV4, there is a significant difference. the CRV is roughly 2,000 to 3,000 more than the RAV4 when you compare the equivalent trim level. And this is also true when you compare these SUVs in their hybrid forms too. Not only is the RAV4 Hybrid cheaper than the CRV Hybrid, but it's also available in more trim levels, which allows you to have exactly what you want for the budget that you have. The price difference between these two is a lot more dramatic north of the border, where you can actually get a RAV4 Hybrid all-wheel drive for a lower price than a base CRV gas model with two-wheel drive, which is pretty shocking. And unlike in the US, where the CRV Hybrid is offered in the Sport and Sport Touring trim with a modest price increase over the gas engine, in Canada the CRV Hybrid is only offered on the top Touring trim, which costs significantly more than the RAV4. So even though the CRV is the superior SUV in many ways, when it comes to its driving experience, its technology, and overall space, the RAV4 still offers better value for money. And even though both of these SUVs have very good reputations for reliability and maintaining very high resale value too, in terms of their past reputation, the RAV4 still has a slight edge over the CRV. Of course, there are other things that you need to take into consideration, like say the availability. For example, where I'm located, the RAV4 has a significantly longer waiting period to order from a dealer when compared to the CRV. And because of its better availability, you might be able to get a much better deal on one too. That's especially true if you buy one through Number 7 Honda and the special deal that they're offering for viewers through Car Help Canada. So to learn more, make sure to visit our website. So with all that said, which of these two SUVs would you buy? The Toyota RAV4 or the Honda CRV? Or would you buy another SUV instead? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. You can also take a look at my other car videos by clicking these links over here. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram, and if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal, including a great deal on a Honda through Number 7 Honda, make sure to visit carhelpcanada.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.